Hey, everybody. I'm Scotty T, and I have a fantastic comedian with me, David Jackson. The original David Jackson is here with me today.
What is up? How's it going?
I didn't clarify. Was I supposed to introduce you as David Jackson or the original David Jackson?
I mean, I'm David Jackson, but my social media handles is it's just at original David Jackson.
Okay, well, if I messed up, I'll just cut it out.
It doesn't matter.
Now, I'm not sure. Are you in California?
Yeah, so I'm in Los Angeles. I'm from St. Louis
Well, I was going
originally.
to ask that. Were you originally born in California? No.
No, I'm a Missouri baby.
Okay. Do you
I'm
mind
a
telling me
country
how
kid.
you ended up getting from Missouri to California?
Missouri to California. Let's see. I well, I went to school at University of Missouri.
You know the show's only a half hour long, right?
I know. I'm like, how do I make this
I'm
short?
kidding you.
Well, starting at age one,
Yeah, day two, tired from the move.
no, I found comedy at University of Missouri. Saved up money for 2 years, and I was like, I just want to go to Los Angeles and pursue comedy.
Okay. Well, that ties into the question that I always ask is the catalyst. Was there something back at the University of Missouri that said, David, go do comedy?
I was always a huge fan of comedy.
Okay.
So like, as a kid, I found a James Fox or a Jeff Foxworthy VHS tape at my grandparents' house,
Jeff
and
Foxworthy.
I swear to God, Jeff Foxworthy
Okay.
was like one of my very first
All
comedic
right.
influences. And as a kid, I thought it was just hilarious. This guy is up there just like
Doing jokes.
but I didn't understand as a kid they were the jokes. I was like, how is this guy this fucking funny? It doesn't even make
Right, right,
sense.
right. Okay.
And also, I shouldn't have even known the references he was talking about because I was like 6. I was like, this
Okay.
guy is just funny. So like, I took a liking to it early
I
on.
didn't get past Jeff Foxworthy and your grandparents.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they like.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, it ties in because see, I write down a lot of stuff.
Okay, I
And
see.
baby of 10 kids, is that a bit or is that true?
That's true.
See, that's why I went right there because I'm a baby of 4 kids.
Okay,
And
that's
it
that's a
sucks. It
nice.
sucks being the baby.
Yeah, but it's
It
better to
sucks.
be a 4 than maybe a 10.
No, I'm telling you, I got hand-me-down clothes, I everything. But for you wasn't you had problems too, right?
Oh yeah. Where do you want me to start?
Go ahead. Elaborate, son. Elaborate.
How do I start? There's too much.
Just go. Just go. I'll shut up for a while. I'll sit back and shut up for a while. Go ahead.
Family problems or kid
We well
problems?
we brushed over, from Jeff Foxworthy to baby of 10 kids. I mean, anywhere you want to fill in the dots, you go ahead.
I mean, look, that's I mean, Baby of 10 is already kind of tells its own story. I'm at the bottom, I got the least amount of resources.
Right?
Uh I think, Baby of 4 even is a lot. I
Yeah.
think I think when you get to 5, 6, 7,
Yeah, yeah, I
you're
tried to brush
entering
over it.
you're into crazy zone, 5, 6, 7. For some reason they got 7, they're like 3 more. That sounds like a good idea. And that's delusional. That's absolutely delusional. So just right off the bat, I'm being raised by delusional, crazy people. Don't tell my mom I said that.
Yeah.
My dad knows he's crazy, but don't tell my mom I
Yeah,
said that.
mom still thinks she's
Yeah, yeah.
um well, you do a whole bit about that. And again, I want for people that don't know, we've never met. But
Never
when I
met.
air this interview, I'm going to put all the links to your social media, your Instagram, and everything you have going on because you are so funny. And I don't want to jump ahead, but one of the posts I just saw, and I think I'm right, you really enjoy skateboarding.
Love skateboarding. Grew up skateboarding.
Okay.
I started skateboarding on a country road where you shouldn't be skateboarding.
Right.
And it was a play. I was during that age, just to fill in some lines for you guys. There's a timeline where I was just living in the woods with my mom in Southeast Missouri. and there was no one around.
We have to go back. We have to go back
Whenever
now.
you need to hit rewind, just hit rewind. I got you.
where where did the other nine kids go?
So they're so much older than me that
I'm sorry, David. I'm sorry.
I almost grew up as a only child. That's how much older. Like my closest sibling is 8 years older than me.
Okay.
So like I grew up with her for a little bit. Then as soon as she turned 16, she was like out.
All right.
So age 8 onwards, it's just me
And
and my mom.
mom in the woods.
And then
You got a
sometime dad would
skateboard.
show up randomly.
And you got a skateboard going
I
down
got a
through the
skateboard.
forest.
Yep. I
I'm
mean,
sorry,
can't
man.
make this stuff up.
I, I, yeah,
He's speechless.
I can't skateboard. I would always fall on my ass and just bang myself up. I couldn't do it.
Oh, I did too. Trust me. There's two types of
You're
people.
good
There's
now, man. You're
there's
amazing.
uh there's smart people and there's people that are just like, oh, I'm gonna keep falling down. I just kept falling down until
Maybe
my body
that
was like, let's
explains it.
stop. But that I feel
Like
that
your
way about
comedy. Let's
comedy
let's
too,
get
though.
this
Like,
back into reality. Like your comedy and like your skateboarding and your comedy, you're really good. You are really funny. I want to know, are there comedians that inspired you besides Jeff Foxworthy?
I gotta
And the
say,
follow up question, comedians that you like now.
yeah. So comedic inspirations for me, obviously Jeff Foxworthy, Dave Chappelle, like
Okay.
early on. Um, uh, uh, what's his name? The Kings of Comedy, that whole DVD. So Cedric the Entertainer, Steve
Right.
Harvey, DL.
I have Bob
Uh,
Sumner coming up who started Def Comedy Jam next
wow, that's
week.
amazing.
Yeah, he's coming up next week, I think the following week.
That's sick.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely gonna check that out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I just didn't mean to interrupt. I just, because you
No,
mentioned Cedric and, Bernie Mac, and I mean, that whole Kings of Comedy, Def
yeah,
Comedy Jam stuff.
legends.
Yeah.
But those guys, Dane Cook,
Okay.
Daniel Tosh, those are kind of like my core like beginnings.
Okay. What about comedians now? And there's one I think you need to mention for sure.
Okay, well, I'll give you my favorite two comedians right now.
Okay.
My top two right now is comedian CP
Okay.
and Rory Scovel.
Okay. Okay. And you know what? Anything you can do to get those two on the show and help me out, I'd appreciate it. But
Hell yeah.
Andrea Abbott's going to be really pissed off.
Oh, I mean, are we talking about peers?
I set you up there pretty bad.
You did. You did. I
For
love
people that
Andrea.
don't know, tell them why I said that.
Andrea, one of my greatest friends, not just in comedy, just in life. She's just such a lovely person. She's one of my earlier believers. She's who put me on to you. So,
She
shout out Andrea.
and I apologize because Andrea's coming up tonight. We're recording this for people that don't know. I record these and it's going to air about 2 weeks from now. I recorded with Andrea about 2 weeks ago, and right after it was done, she said she had a good time, and she said
Great.
you should get in touch with David Jackson and a couple of people. But I mean, I was just blown away.
She's, I mean, her timing is incredible. Her rhythm, her story is insane,
Well, yeah, yeah,
and she's just a
and
great human being.
yeah, I was just flattered. Um, I want to mention on Instagram, you have lots of reels.
Mhm.
I don't know. Do you do TikTok as well?
I'm getting better at TikTok.
Okay, well,
I
no.
kind of ignored
The
it for a
reason I
bit, but I
ask
do
is
have
because
TikTok.
your Instagram reels are amazing, and I was wondering, do you enjoy making the reels as much as doing stand up or not,
Um,
or more? I mean, because I've had people say, but I don't know. What's your?
no, well, I mean, half of my reels is just my stand up.
Oh, no, no,
And
I know, but you also do, stuff that's more.
well then yeah, and did those things that's just fun. Like I love stand up. That's my number one.
All right, all right.
Making reels it's fun, and I think it's important. Like anyone in the art community should have like other fun things that they can do,
Yeah. Well,
But
and I'm
yeah,
not shoot without powder because whenever I do one of these, I want to do as much research and stuff. And I have it written down at the bottom, but I feel like I need to jump ahead because I even commented on Instagram the brown bag reel that you put up. I mean, it's comedy gold. It's comedy gold.
I just the so the community I come from, like my dad always kept like a half pint of
Right,
liquor in
right.
his back pocket, and so I just grew up with that. And then when I found out that no one else did, I was like, oh, I was like, I just need to talk about this, but I want to talk about it in an elevated
Oh
way.
yeah.
Because it was like, oh, I need to educate people about this community. Like we're out here. Us brown backers, we're out here.
Colt 45, Old English,
Still reserve.
and,
Come on
and
now. King Cobra.
keep going.
Oh, I
You
mean,
remember
Evan
my
Williams,
favorite?
Bud
You
Powell
remember my
Vodka,
favorite that I commented?
Clubhouse. Oh wait, yours
A
was
little
yours
bit
Old
harder.
English? Was yours Old
No, no,
English?
no, a little bit harder.
A little bit harder. Hurricane?
No, the Evan Williams.
Oh yeah, that's the first one I said. Evan Williams. That's my
Oh,
favorite.
Evan Williams. I'm sorry.
That's
Yeah,
my favorite.
I've had too much already. No,
I call him Yvan Villiam.
well, I gotta tell you, my favorite line from that, and I hope you don't mind me giving it away,
Go
was
for
homeless adjacent.
it. Yeah. You're not homeless. You're just homeless adjacent.
Yeah, it made me, David. It made me feel better as a human being.
Good. And that was my goal. That was my goal.
Mission accomplished, my friend. Mission accomplished. On Instagram, and again, I never know when I do these with a comedian's being honest or whatever. Comedy, combat, and cameras.
Yeah. That pretty much those are my three favorite things.
Okay,
Uh,
elaborate because I think it's fighting. You like boxing or fighting, right?
I like stand up. I like I do a lot of jujitsu, but I've trained MMA a little bit,
I thought
and
so.
I just grew up like me and my friends would just fight in the ground. Like that was what we did for fun. It's like if we're not skateboarding, we're just fighting, and it was fun. We would like
Oh,
watch like UFC DVDs, hang out and fight.
a lot's coming clear with this interview,
and
David.
and now I
Lots.
do jujitsu. I'm at an official dojo. I do it, at least 3 times a week, and
Okay.
I do their photography and I help out. I run their Instagram page as well. That's
Okay.
Flow State Jiu-Jitsu, just to throw a plug out
No,
there.
no, no, sir. Please mention it again, and I'll put the link if you want me to in the interview. I'll put it there because it's like the skateboarding. It's called your comedy minute for a reason. It's all about you. It isn't about me.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
wish
mean
I could do
that's
these without talking.
look, the jiu-jitsu is, I mean, you'll hear it 1,000 times in every interview. It's something that keeps me sane, not just the
Well,
stand-up, but the jiu-jitsu. And
well,
obviously,
brother,
from my upbringing, there's a
we're
lot
we're
going
only
on up
what
here.
we're only 15 minutes in, and it looks like maybe you need some help there with the
Yeah.
skateboarding to the head, drops on the head, and now getting kicked in the head.
Choked out, kicked in the head. There's
Sharp.
a pattern.
I'll say this boy's as sharp as a bowling ball, sharper than a sack of wet mice.
Ooh, I like that.
That's a Foghorn Leghorn. Do you remember Foghorn
Oh
Leghorn?
yeah, that was one
The
of my
big
favorite Looney
rooster.
Tunes.
I
Yeah,
say that
I
boy's
say, I
all
say, I
mixed
said,
up and
boy,
fed in a whirlwind. That boy's causing more confusion than Canary and a Cat show.
that's
Um,
hilarious.
yeah, I'm not, but those characters are. Favorite show that you've done so far, and then a least favorite show.
So my favorite
Well,
stand-up.
you know what? Let me go back before because we didn't establish how long have you been doing stand-up comedy?
This is my ninth year in stand-up
Oh,
comedy.
okay. See, that's important that we. So 9 years of doing stand-up comedy,
Yep.
favorite show, and then follow up least favorite show.
9 years of doing stand-up comedy. My favorite show is one that I do every Wednesday. And I'm not just saying that because I do it every Wednesday. It's called Microdose Comedy.
Okay. And
And
where's that at?
this is at the Fable in Eagle Rock. It's at 8 o'clock every Wednesday. It's
Okay.
free and it's some of the best comics you're gonna see. Period.
What's it called? Microdose comedy?
Microdose comedy.
So that's like the mushrooms.
I mean, you can do that. We don't necessarily microdose before every show, but we encourage the regulars to do so.
See,
You'll have a much
see,
better time.
did you here, David? Again, we just met. I'm 62 years old, and I bet you didn't think I would know that one, the
I
microdosing.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't.
Microdosing.
I was like, oh, this is an educated
Oh,
man. This is a man of
the old,
culture.
the old man's got a couple tricks. I I have someone very close to me that's been trying to get me to eat mushrooms for years.
Oh, you should do it.
David, do you think I need to be any crazier?
Hey, you know how like
I'm
some
just the guy
ADHD, you know how
you want
ADHD kids
on.
do math and it makes them normal? It
Yeah.
might be the same thing for you.
Well, what's that comedian? Yeah, I'm just the guy you was it I can't remember his name. Well, I'm just the guy you went on coke in your place.
Okay, got it. Duly noted. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay, that's your favorite show. What are
That's
you
my favorite
drinking?
show.
What are you drinking, my friend?
This is coffee and Evan Williams in my boat cup.
Okay, okay. This is Evan Williams and lemonade. Or no, it's coffee.
Oh,
It's coffee.
mm-hmm,
Uh
mm-hmm.
all right, so we got
Or
favorite.
Yvonne William, I should say.
Yeah, we got favorite show out of the way. We need least favorite show because I didn't. We didn't establish. I'm an idiot, and I really like stupidity, and
Hmm.
that's where I'm going with this. Or
Least favorite show.
train wreck.
Wait, is the my least favorite performance or my least favorite as far as like what they produced?
I'll tell you what. I like you, David. You get them both. Double
Hell
bonus.
yeah.
Double bonus, my friend.
Okay. There's one show that I used to do. I don't even want to name it because I don't like being a shit talker on the internet. But I'll say it's in Universal City and it's at a bar and grill. You know,
Okay.
I'll let the rest of the people put that
All
together.
right.
But it's like a quote unquote booked comedy show and like rapper showcase.
Okay.
And you literally stand on a square box. It's about 18 inches off the floor, right in front of the bar. And the entire bar is doing their own thing. They're
I
watching
couldn't give. Yeah.
sports, they're yelling at each other, they're hanging out. There's people rapping in the back, there's people selling their merch out front, people ordering drinks. No one is listening to the comedy.
Okay.
I'm standing on a box doing my bits and it's like not one person is hearing me do stand up. I'm like, I'm doing it for myself
Yeah.
on a box. And I'm like, this doesn't feel like the craft. This feels like I'm yelling into an abyss. What is this?
I love it. I love it, David.
But at the same time,
I
I'm glad
love
I
the
had that.
pause. I love the pause there before you threw out the craft.
Yeah.
No, and you know what it reminds me of? Like they call it the art of boxing or the sweet science of boxing.
Hmm.
People and there are people that go, "What sweet science? You're just pounding the shit out of
Right. You're punching each other in the face. Yeah, but it's
the sweet." Have
sweet
you ever heard
though.
that term, the sweet science of
Yeah,
boxing?
yeah.
It's like, what the hell? You're just punching the sweet science of MMA.
Hmm. Hey, we got to sugarcoat with something.
No, but I get it. I get it now. But okay, so least favorite, you had a second least favorite or something you wanted to do for me.
Oh, a least favorite performance.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be good.
I think there
This is
was
9 years of you doing shows. This is one that just went tits up.
there was a show I did it's probably 4 years ago at this point.
Okay, you don't have to do it, by the way. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it.
No, I like talking about these things. I
Okay, all
think it's
right, go
like,
ahead.
you know, you're I'm a transparent window. Just like
Yeah,
you
me
got,
too. My whole
yeah, I
life's
don't
on
care.
YouTube. The last five, I got fired for telling jokes almost 5.5 years ago.
You son of
And
a
that's how your
bitch.
comedy minute started.
Oh,
Not that you give a
wow.
shit, but that's how it
Well,
started. Anyway, go ahead.
congratulations.
I'm sorry.
No, it was just a bomb. I remember being on stage, and it
Right?
was like there's like eight people in the audience, and they were spread out, and so it's already in a basically impossible room.
Right?
But instead of like leaning into just having fun with whatever the situation is, I just started getting really frustrated that I was like my bits weren't
Weren't
hitting,
hitting. Yeah.
and you know. I think I had a drink on stage with me. I think it was Evan Williams, and I just kept drinking my Evan Williams. And by the end of the set, I was just like, "Well, this was dumb." And then I
Oof.
left.
Okay.
And that one I'm not proud of.
Yeah, no, no, okay. I didn't mean to grind the comedy to a halt. Let's keep going because this is pretty cool. You're recently on Earthquake Serious show,
Hmm.
right? How was that?
It was fun. They
Yeah,
roasted
I
the shit
mean,
out of
for
me.
people that don't know, Earthquake's been, that's a
He's
comedy
he's
legend.
a legend of the game. He's up there with
Yeah,
the kings of comedy. That's like
yeah,
that is. I mean, that was Dave Chappelle's comedic
yeah. Well,
inspiration.
I had George Wallace on, and for me, that was,
Yeah,
when you get
super
George
OG.
Wallace level, you're doing something.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Earthquake, I think it was definitely intimidating just to be in the room
yeah,
because he's like, I mean, he's firing on all cylinders. He's one of the funniest dudes on the planet. It's a panel of other comics, and you're just kind of riffing on a topic. The
yeah.
different topics come up, and it's just like riff, 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 riff. And so, yeah, it was definitely surreal to be in the room. And I'm doing it again this coming Thursday, which is exciting.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, but no, it's a blast, and it's really cool to just to like see Earthquake's brain work.
Well, and again, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think your write up on Instagram was you got roasted pretty good.
Oh yeah, they roasted the shit out of me. They roasted the shit out. I mean, it's
Did they really?
that's part of the game. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But like
Well,
that's,
you
I
know
mean,
what?
I
It's
don't,
just
I don't take that as a negative thing. I just
no.
like
Pardon my ignorance because I didn't see it. Now, if it's on YouTube or whatever, I want to watch it.
it's on
But I
Sirius
mean, a
XM. Yeah,
comedian that's been doing it 9 years, you think they'd show you a little respect. I
yeah.
could understand it if it was a comedian just started out, but my God, 9 years you've been doing it.
9 years though, for people that don't know the stand-up comedy culture, 9 years is like okay, you're serious about it, but it doesn't necessarily mean like you've been in the game for a long time. Like they
Well,
just know that I'm serious about stand-up comedy.
so you think? Well, I don't. I'm gonna say you plan on doing it. You want to be the next earthquake.
Yeah. Oh no, I want to
Well,
be the next David Jackson. I want to be the original David
oh,
Jackson.
okay, man, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
really smart and funny. God Almighty, I love you, brother. I think you're great.
thank you, man. I really
Well, not
appreciate
that
that.
coming on your comedy minute will help you that much, but I'm going to do everything I can.
Hey,
I can see, I can see why Andrea Abbott and I think you're friends with Jolene Ray and a lot of people that have had on the show. You're amazing.
thank you.
I like how humble
Seriously,
you
I
are too.
I
You're really
appreciate the
humble.
support. Truly.
No, and believe me, and I think every part, I touched on it earlier about Instagram and TikTok. I don't do TikTok. I won't. I just don't. I'm old. I'm 60. I just won't.
It's
But I
annoying.
think that that's important. And I love what you're doing that way. And if I can help you on YouTube and stuff, we'll talk off the air. But everything you're putting up on Instagram or wherever, throw it on YouTube as well. Why not?
Yeah, that's something I'm working
Get
towards
more
too. It's just like
subscribers and everything you can do. I want to help
exactly.
you.
I just want to maximize on that. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that. And any advice you have in the YouTube space?
Well, no, and we'll talk off the air.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I don't. Again, I hate when I talk at all. But I have a young lady that was on the show like a year or so ago, and she's like, I don't do well on YouTube. I said, well, just put them up. She's monetized on YouTube now and is grateful, and and that makes me feel good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Pay it
that's all it
forward.
takes. Yep. Amen.
Yeah. Cool. Well, look, I don't have a whole lot else. I want to make sure, and you're going to do a comedy minute for me. Please, David, at this point, tell everybody anything you got coming up. You mentioned, the show you do every week, and just run through anything you want to tell people. Please do it.
Yeah, yeah. So every Wednesday, microdose comedy at the Fable in Eagle Rock. You don't have to microdose on any drugs. That's just the name of the show.
Just show up.
But it's 8 o'clock every
Okay.
Wednesday at the Fable. It's free and it's legitimately some of the best comics you're ever gonna see. I'm not just saying that. It's the LA's best kept secret as far as comedy shows go.
Okay.
And then obviously tomorrow or Thursday I'm on Earthquakes radio show. That's on Sirius XM.
Okay.
Check that out and follow me at Original David Jackson. You'll see all my other shows.
Well, original David Jackson, you impressed the hell out of me. And again, I want to thank Andrea Abbott one more time because without Andrea, this wouldn't happen. And I'm so glad to have met you.
Andrea's my
You're
G.
the real deal, man. You are the real deal.
Real deal Holyfield. That's the biggest compliment I could have
Oh my
got.
gosh, holy! You and I will have to talk off the air because I mean, I grew up with Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier. I'm a big boxing guy. I mentioned it twice, and the whole fighting. I love fighting,
You
shooting
sound
and
like a
fighting and
boxing
shit.
guy.
And I'm an honest toe. All my hose is honest. I got 9 good toes. I want to keep them. Little Della Reese from Harlem Nights. Um, thank you, my friend. Thank
Thanks
you.
for having me on here. This is
We're not
seriously
done. We're not
okay.
done. We're not. We've got
Good.
one more piece of business. I'm going to do a formal introduction. I know you know what I'm talking about because you've been doing it a long time. The original David Jackson, your comedy minute. Go ahead, my friend.
Okay, so this is what we're going to talk about. So when I was in college, I was a cheerleader, right? I went to University of Missouri, and I was a cheerleader. But not only was I a cheerleader, I was captain of the cheerleading squad.
Okay.
And the year that I happened to be captain of the cheerleading squad, there was our star football player at Mizzou. His name is Michael Sam.
Okay.
He was an openly
I
gay
know Michael say I know. Okay.
football player. He was the first to enter the NFL draft as an openly gay man.
Right.
It was big news. But leading up to him going to the draft, our star gay football player, I'm captain of the cheerleading squad. Naturally, rumors start going around
Oh,
that I'm banging the star football player,
I'm sorry. I'm
which is
sorry that I'm laughing, Dave. I'm
it's
sorry.
it's insane.
I'm sorry.
Honestly, but I was flattered though because I was like, you guys think I'm banging this guy? This guy's 240 pounds, all muscle, which makes me sound pretty gay. That I know that, but I was just like, yes, if you guys think so, whatever. I'm not, but like rumors start going around. Eventually, so many people have assumed that I'm gay. It's just assumed that eventually I start hearing rumors that I'm straight. That's how many people thought I was gay. Eventually, rumors start going around that I'm straight, and the only reason I found out is because I was a RA, which is a room advisor.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I was at dorm parties, so I was not a good RA. I was drinking at dorm parties while on duty, and these two girls came up to me. They were like, "Hey, Dick, we have a bet going on. We just heard something. We know it's not true, but someone just told us you were
You're
straight.
straight.
Crazy." But they're like, "Is it true? Like, are you straight?" And I was like, "Yes, bitch. You know I'm straight." And now everyone knows I'm gay.
You know, David, I don't know if you're gay or you're straight, and I don't give a shit. You're funny as hell. I love you to death. I mean
Straight
that.
for the record.
Okay, all right. I don't give.